Warriors here this evening. The Warriors give up 5 unanswered goals from the middle of the second period on and fall 6-3 in the rematch against the Regina Pats here tonight. 3 of those goals going to Connor Bedard in the 5 unanswered. He had 2 in the second and an empty netter in the third to seal the victory and pick up the win for the Regina Pats. 3 goals and 4 points for Bedard here on the night. For Moose Jaw, Braden Yeager, goal and 3 points here in the loss. So battle the 2 of the projected top picks in the 2023 NHL draft. They get rolling here tonight. Both players putting together strong showings in this hockey game, the second game of the season. So the split of the home and home for the Moose Jaw Warriors and Regina Pats to kick things off in their 8-game matchup here in the regular season. Let's take a look at the entire game scoring summary. It started with Nathan Pilling on the power play at 4:57 in the first period, his first of the season. Great shot there. Pilling going short side on Drew Sim to open the scoring. Braden Yeager and Marical setting up that one. And then Atlee Calvert, midway through the period, he bangs in a rebound in front, his second in as many nights for the Moose Jaw kid. That made it 2-0 for the Warriors. But then Boria Vallis just 23 seconds later got the Pats on the board, his second of the season, and that made it 2-1 after 1 period of play. But Braden Yeager, Warriors shorthanded to start the second period. Braden Yeager breaks down the wing and fires one into the back of the net for his first of the season at 1:14 into the second period. A shorthanded marker there for the Warriors' 17-year-old sensation. But the Warriors couldn't hold on after that. Pats put some pressure on. They get Parker Berg pulling them within 1 midway through the period at 9:57. A point shot that finds its way through. Then Connor Bedard does his thing with 2 goals in the final 6 minutes of the period, and that made it 4-3 for the Pats after 2 periods of play. Easton Armstrong scored early in the third period to make it a 5-3 game, and then Connor Bedard seals the game with just over 2 minutes left in the game. His hat trick goal into an empty net made it 6-3 here on the night, and giving the Regina Pats the victory in the rematch after the Warriors went into their barn and won last night. So strong finish for the Pats. Regina outshooting Moose Jaw 39-37. Lots of pucks towards the net here in this game. 17-12 in the first period for Moose Jaw were the shot clock, but then Regina flips it 14-8 in the second and 13-12 in the third. So a lot of rubber for these 2 goalies here in this one tonight. Drew Sim making 34 saves in the victory. Regina 0 for 1 on the power play. Moose Jaw 1 for 5 on the power play here on the night. Regina really doing well in the face-offs in this game. 36-28 were the face-off victories for the Regina Pats here on the night. So big win for Regina here to bounce back after the home loss and come into Moose Jaw and take 2 points from the Warriors here tonight. Let's take a look at the 3 stars of the hockey game. Third star tonight was Nathan Pilling for the Warriors. He had a goal, his first of the season, played a hard physical game all night long. So Nathan Pilling picking up third star of the night. Braden Yeager with a goal and 3 points for the Moose Jaw Warriors. He was your second star. And then Connor Bedard with 3 goals and 4 points on the night is the first star of the hockey game for the Regina Pats. So no surprise there on the top 2 stars. Those 2 17-year-old stars were the best players in this game all night long. Braden Yeager for the Warriors, Connor Bedard for the Regina Pats. They come out on top there in the 3 stars of the hockey game. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We're still waiting to catch up with Warriors head coach Mark O'Leary, so we'll run through the out-of-town scoreboard here with 10 games in total in the Western Hockey League. The Winnipeg Ice get a goal from Zach Benson with 7 seconds left in overtime. They win 4-3 over the Brandon Wheat Kings in the matchup between the 2 Manitoba rivals here in the WHL. Another game going to overtime. It was the Prince Albert Raiders and Saskatoon Blades. They're in the extra frame right now. Game 1-1 after 1 period of play, and then neither team scored. Not a lot of reverse of this game for the Warriors and Pats. Only 21 shots for PA, 14 for Saskatoon through 60 minutes in that one. So they're heading to overtime up in the Bridge City. No overtime needed in Medicine Hat as the Tigers roll to a 9-1 win over the Lethbridge Hurricanes in that rivalry game to open up the season. So big one there. Orca Weisblatt with 2 goals in that victory for the Medicine Hat Tigers. Another game heading to the extra frame is the Swift Current Broncos and Calgary Hitmen. Swift Current gets a goal from Lewis in the third period, and they send that one to overtime. They are just about to start the extra frame as well. They're in Calgary, 2-2 between the Swift Current Broncos and Calgary Hitmen. So lots of overtime here over in the Eastern Conference to start things off here on this Saturday night. Another game underway right now. The Red Deer Rebels are close to finishing off a 5-3 win over the Edmonton Oil Kings. That game is in the books now. Red Deer with 2 goals there in the third period to pick up the victory over the Edmonton Oil Kings. Another big goal-scoring tally is the Tri-City Americans. 4 goals in the third period. They win 8-3 over the Prince George Cougars. The Spokane Chiefs narrowly edge out the Victoria Royals 5-4. That game in the books now in Victoria. The Everett Silvertips are skating to a 4-1 victory over the Vancouver Giants. That game also in the books over there in the U.S. Division. A lot of early starts in the U.S. Division. Like to see that on a Saturday. And the Kelowna Rockets have a 3-2 lead over the Portland Winterhawks. That game late in the second period. So Kelowna looking to pick up the victory there. They'll head into the third period with a 1-goal lead after a couple of goals there in the second period for the Rockets. We're still waiting to hear from Warriors head coach Mark O'Leary. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back, and actually we'll stay right here. We just signed in. Warriors head coach Mark O'Leary joining us from the Warriors locker room. Coach, a game where looked like the Warriors had things in control early in the second period, but Regina battles their way back with 5 unanswered goals. What was your view from the bench in this one? What kind of flipped the game there in that second period?
Yeah, I think the difference was when it was 3-1, we had some opportunities to make it 4-1, and we didn't do it. And then there was some unforced errors with some puck management and missed assignments. And at the end of the day, those are mistakes. It's junior hockey. It's going to happen. But I just thought there was an opportunity in the game to extend the lead, and when we didn't do that, it gave them a little bit of life.
Does that the kind of the turnovers that did happen as the game went on, is that something you can easily teach in practice this week? Is it a good learning lesson for some of these young players that were out there this weekend?
I think more than anything, it's I think it's just a part of the development. I'm real proud of the young guys and in terms of how far they've come since the start of training camp, and it's a tall ask. I think with the amount of 15 and 16 year olds in the lineup right now, we know what we're asking from them, and dealing with some injuries tonight, guys had to play even more. So, I mean, these are all just circumstances that we're dealing with, but real proud with how they handle themselves. And like I said, mistakes are going to happen, and certainly we'll continue to work on it and practice. But we're not asking them to be perfect, and I thought over the course of the weekend they did a pretty good job.
Bright spot, obviously the start here in this hockey game. Come out real strong, outshoot the Pats 17-12 in that opening period. Get an early lead in this one. You got to be pleased with how this team came out of the gates tonight.
Yeah, I think guys were excited for the home opener. A little bit of extra juice for sure, and anytime you play in Regina, it has that special feel. So again, it was a good learning experience for the young guys to get their first taste of a rivalry here, and at the end of the day, we came away with 2 points, 1 out of 2 here, and we'll take that and look forward to next weekend.
Awesome. Well, thanks very much for joining us here tonight, Coach, and good luck going into next Friday against Prince Albert.
Right, thanks, mate.
Thanks again to Warriors head coach Mark O'Leary for taking the time to join us here tonight. We'll be back with the IKS Warriors Live pregame show next Friday when the Warriors host the Prince Albert Raiders on Truth and Reconciliation Day. We'll have a full pregame show and postgame show on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, as well as WHL Live, and you can catch all the game action here on IKS Warriors Live, WHL Live, CHL TV. So lots to clean up from the weekend, lots to build off from the weekend for the Warriors as they pick up a split against the Regina Pats. Thank you for tuning in here tonight on IKS Media Warriors Live.